Imagine a world where you have everything: a stable job, a comfortable home, even a loving family. Yet every morning you wake up with a hollow ache in your chest, a quiet whisper asking, "Is this all there is?" You scroll through social media, see the curated happiness of others, and wonder why your own life feels like a glass half empty, no matter how much you pour into it. Now imagine you're not alone in this feeling, that millions around you are silently drowning in the same unanswered question: why do I feel so empty? This isn't just fatigue. It's not a problem a vacation or a new purchase can fix. This emptiness is a symptom of something deeper, something philosophical, something the modern world has conditioned us to ignore. Carl Jung once said, "People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls." And here lies the first clue. We've built a society that rewards distraction over reflection, consumption over meaning, and connection over depth. We've been taught to chase happiness like it's a product to be bought, rather than a state to be cultivated. But what happens when the chase leaves us emptier than before? Think about the last time you felt truly alive. Was it when you were ticking off a to-do list, or was it when you lost track of time doing something that made your soul vibrate? We've confused busyness with purpose, productivity with worth, and likes with validation. We've outsourced our sense of meaning to external markers, job titles, bank balances, social media metrics, while neglecting the inner world where true fulfillment resides. And when the external rewards fade, as they always do, we're left staring into the void, wondering why it stares back. But here's the harder truth. This emptiness isn't just a personal failing, it's a cultural one. We live in a system that thrives on our dissatisfaction, that profits from our endless hunger for more. It tells us we're not enough unless we buy, achieve, or perform. It isolates us in crowded rooms, convincing us we're the only ones feeling this way. And so we numb ourselves with work, with screens, with substances, anything to avoid the terrifying silence where the real questions live. Who am I when no one is watching? What do I truly want? Why does it feel like I'm living someone else's life? This emptiness is not a flaw. It's a signal, a call from the depths of your psyche, asking you to stop running and turn inward. Jung called it the shadow, the parts of ourselves we've disowned, the dreams we've abandoned, the truths we've buried to fit in. And until we face it, the hole inside will only grow wider, no matter how much we try to fill it. So I ask you now, what are you refusing to feel? What have you sacrificed at the altar of normalcy? Who were you before the world told you who to be? The answers won't come in the noise. They'll come in the moments you dare to be still, to listen, to ask without flinching. This is where the real work begins. But before we go deeper, let's pause here, because understanding the problem is only the first step. The next question is far more unsettling. What if this emptiness isn't a mistake, but a doorway? What if it's not something to fear, but something to follow? We've been sold a lie. The lie that fulfillment is a destination, a finish line we cross when we finally have the right partner, the right job, the right body. We treat life like a checklist, convinced that if we just achieve enough, we'll outrun the void. But the void isn't chasing us, it's within us. And no amount of external validation can fill an internal abyss. Think of the most successful people you know, the ones with the perfect Instagram lives, the gleaming resumes. How many of them are secretly exhausted? How many are one missed promotion or one broken relationship away from unraveling? We admire them because they've mastered the art of performance. But performance is not peace. Achievement is not wholeness. And the more we cling to these illusions, the louder the emptiness screams. Modern capitalism thrives on this cycle. It convinces us we're incomplete, then sells us the solution. Buy this, wear this, become this, then you'll be happy. But the happiness it promises is a moving target, always just out of reach. And so we grind harder, consume more, desperate to quiet the hunger, only to discover it's not a hunger for things, but for meaning. Here's the paradox. The more we chase fulfillment outside ourselves, the emptier we become. Because fulfillment isn't something you find, it's something you remember. It's the voice you've been drowning out with distractions, the creative impulse you dismissed as unrealistic, the grief you've been too busy to feel, the love you've been too afraid to give. So let me ask you, what have you abandoned in the pursuit of enough? What parts of yourself did you lock away because they didn't fit the script? And what would happen if you dared to reclaim them? We've been conditioned to fear discomfort, to avoid pain at all costs. But what if the very things we're avoiding hold the key to our wholeness? Jung warned us, no tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. Yet we've built lives designed to keep us in the shallows. Think about it. We medicate sadness instead of listening to it. We numb boredom instead of letting it spark curiosity. We fill every silence with noise, every empty moment with stimulation. We've pathologized normal human experiences, loneliness, doubt, longing, labeling them as disorders to be fixed rather than messengers to be heard. But here's the truth. Your therapist might not tell you. Healing isn't about eliminating pain. It's about learning to be with it, to let it teach you. The emptiness you feel isn't a malfunction. It's a reckoning, a call to confront the parts of life you've been too distracted to face. So consider this. What if the emptiness isn't the enemy? What if it's the only thing honest enough to tell you the truth? That you're living a life that's not yours, that you've traded depth for convenience, passion for security, aliveness for approval. The modern world offers you endless ways to stay asleep. But your emptiness, it's the alarm clock you can't snooze, like what you're hearing. Stay with me. The deepest insights are yet to come. And if this resonates, consider subscribing. It helps keep this conversation alive. There's a reason authenticity terrifies people. It disrupts the script. It refuses to play along. When you start living from your truth, not the one you were handed, the world panics. Because your freedom exposes their captivity, think of the last time you dared to say no, to set a boundary, to choose yourself over others' expectations. How quickly did the backlash come? The guilt-tripping, the accusations of selfishness, the passive-aggressive silence. That's not coincidence, it's control. We've been taught that belonging requires betrayal of ourselves, that love is conditional on compliance. So we fragment ourselves, offering only the pieces that please. But fragmentation is the root of emptiness. You cannot feel whole when you're at war with yourself. Jung called this the persona, the mask we wear to survive. But survival is not the same as living, and the more identified we become with our masks, the more hollow we feel beneath them. So here's the radical question. What would happen if you stopped performing? If you dared to disappoint? If you let people see the messy, unfiltered, unapologetic truth of you? The emptiness whispers, try it and see. This is where most turn back, where the discomfort of the unknown sends them scrambling for familiar distractions. But not you. You've come this far. So let me tell you the secret your emptiness has been guarding. It's not a void, it's a vessel, a sacred space where the old you dissolves so the real you can emerge. Every great transformation begins with disintegration. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by trying harder. It surrenders to the chaos of the chrysalis. And you're in the chrysalis now. The emptiness isn't your enemy. It's your cocoon. So here we are, at the edge of the void, staring into what we've spent our lives running from. But what if the emptiness isn't the end? What if it's the beginning? This hollowness you feel, it's not a curse, it's a clearing, a sacred space where everything false has burned away, leaving only the raw, unshaped truth of who you are. It's not here to destroy you, it's here to remake you. Jung said it best. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. And you, right now, are in the fire of becoming. The emptiness is not your failure, it's your invitation to stop chasing, to stop performing, to finally listen. The question isn't, why do I feel so empty? It's, what will I become if I dare to fill this space with me? The choice is yours. The void is waiting.